So if you just come to your mat and stand at the front of your mat in Tadasana, and we'll begin with a quick warm-up. So we're just going to roll our shoulders back and down, maybe 5 times backwards, and then 5 times forwards. When you've done 5 times in both directions, we're going to inhale to lift one arm up, reaching up tall. Exhale, reach all the way over to the other side. Inhale back to center, switching over the arms. Exhale to reach over to the other side. We're just going to do 3 rotations on each side, finding that length as we transition through that midline. Last one each side. And then this time take your arms out wide, and we're just going to wrap the arms around the body as we twist to look behind. So again, think about lifting and lengthening out of that pelvis and up through the spine as you cross through that midline. We're aiming for about 5 or 6 rotations. So I'm going to do 1 more each side as I never keep count, and then come back to center. From here, inhale, reach up tall, extended Tadasana. Bend at the knees, draw that belly over the thighs as you come down into your Uttanasana forward fold, and then take opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just hang out in ragdoll for a couple of breaths. Swinging from side to side, or you can bounce up and down. Whatever you need to do to just get into that lower back, your hamstrings, your glutes. And then just gently take the hands to the front 2 corners of the mat. Walk the feet all the way back and find your down facing dog position. So spread the fingers, grip through the mat with your hands properly. Pull those shoulder blades apart, find breadth across the upper back, and then begin to pedal out the feet as you point your tailbone high to the sky. So you should have a nice long neutral spine. Take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. So you're coming back into that Uttanasana forward fold position again. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat, find your squat stance. Inhale as you come all the way up, extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. Exhale, come down into your garland pose. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, place the hands back on the floor. Heel toe the feet back underneath your hips. Walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat, find your plank position, and we'll take a vinyasa. So option to drop the knees if you need to. And exhale, low plank or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. We're going to take the right foot outside of the right hand for lizard lunge, keeping the back knee off the floor. Inhale to lift and twist with that right hand up towards the ceiling, and then exhale as you tap the elbow to the floor. Replace the hand, step back to down facing dog, and repeat on the other side. So left foot comes outside of left hand. Inhale as you lift and twist. Exhale, elbow to the floor. Replace the hand, step back to down facing dog, and we're going to walk all the way to the back of the mat again and repeat that sequence 1 more time. So heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat, find your squat stance. Inhale as you come all the way up, palms together at the top. Exhale, come down into your garland pose. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, heel toe the feet back underneath the hips, walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Find your plank position, and then we're going through that vinyasa again. So exhale, low plank or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. Inhale, right foot comes forwards, outside of the right hand. Inhale to lift and twist with your right hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to the floor if you can. Don't worry if you can't. Replace the hand back down, step back to down facing dog. Left foot comes outside of left hand. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, elbow tap to the floor. Inhale as you step back to down facing dog. Exhale, push the heels towards the floor, and then just slowly walk the feet all the way in towards the hands, coming back into that ragdoll Uttanasana position. So bend at the knees, draw that chest over your thighs, crown of the head towards the floor, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then when you're ready, inhale to come all the way up, extended Tadasana. Exhale, release your hands. I'm just going to set up the timer because it's already turned itself off. So you should be able to hear the clock beep. It will count you in for those that haven't done this before. I will demonstrate the first one. So the first round is all about building strength and stability. And we're going to start with a warrior one. So we're going to step from the front of our mats back into our warrior one position. So back foot goes down at a 45-degree angle. You're going to inhale to lift your hands up above your head. And then you're going to exhale as you come down into this lunge position and cactus the arms out to the side. From here, we're just going to inhale to lift, exhale to cactus. So you're going to stay in this lunge until it says half time. And then we're going to step forwards, switch sides, and repeat in the other direction. So I will set the clock up. That is your first movement. And it will begin in 10 seconds. So get yourself ready. Take a big step back, right or left foot, it doesn't really matter. Find that warrior one stance. And when you're ready, inhale to lift the hands up high. Exhale, sink down into that lunge. Cactus the arms back, so squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale to circle the arms back up to the top. Exhale to cactus. Think about really pressing through your feet, squeezing your inner thighs, and squeezing your glutes as well to support your hips. Keep the hips nice and square to the front. You're coming up to half time. So inhale as you step forwards again. Step back and switch sides. So inhale to lift those hands. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to lift. Exhale to cactus. You should be feeling this obviously in your legs, but also in your shoulders, in your scapular region in particular. You have 5 seconds left. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. We're going to come all the way down to the floor to find our plank position. So option to do a standard plank hold on your hands or on your forearms. You can also drop your knees if you want to, or you can do a plank balance for half and then a plank balance for the other half. So pick the variation that suits you. You have 5 seconds of rest left, so set yourself up. And when you're ready, find that plank position. Really think about bracing that core, drawing those ribs down towards your pelvis and keeping that bum tucked down. Don't let the bum pop up high. Come all the way down. You have another, I can't count, 25 seconds left. So keep going. I'm just going to put you on gallery view so I can see you. That's really good. So with the plank balance, try and keep the hips nice and level as you transition from one to the other. And maybe you can do half, or you can just hold for 5, whatever floats your boat, whatever you prefer today. They're really good, those of you that are trying the more advanced posture. 3, 2, 1, relax. The next one is a goddess squat. So we're coming into that goddess squat, taking the arms out in front of us, and we're simply just taking, so palms together, straight arms in front, one arm behind, twist to rotate backwards, and then twist to rotate backwards on the other side. So exhale to twist, inhale to center, exhale to twist, inhale to center. So set yourself up, find that goddess squat. The lower you sit, the more you can find that 90-degree angle with the knee and the thighs, the better. And you're just taking one arm behind and twisting. So really think about bracing your core with this one, keeping the torso nice and upright, but also having that shoulder stability as well. So really focus on keeping tension throughout. You've got this. Your legs should be on fire. So if you need to come up just slightly, you can. Try and keep your chest nice and lifted. So think about tucking that tailbone under. You have 5 seconds on the clock left to go, and 2 more movements of this round. So the next one we're going to do is down dog to up dog. You can do a usual vinyasa if you want to, or come straight from down dog, and then you're going to come all the way through into up dog, flipping the toes and finding that hover position with the thighs off the floor. If you need to, you can come to cobra with just your hips off the floor, knees and thighs on the floor. So set yourself up in down facing dog. You're going to inhale as you roll forwards, flip the toes and come up into up dog. Try and keep those knees off the floor, tuck the toes, exhale, push back to down facing dog. Inhale to roll forwards, flip the toes, look up. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back. So just keep gently moving. If you want to make this harder, you could add a chaturanga, scoop yourself through and press up. Get some arm work in. You're over halfway now. Just coming up to 10 seconds to go. And then you've got one final movement to go. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next movement is warrior 2. So again, setting yourself up in that warrior 2 position. Hips are open to the short edge of the mat. You're going to inhale to lift, tap the knee, and then twist back to warrior 2. So you're coming through into that high lunge, up onto the toes, and then coming back to that warrior 2. When we come to halfway, you're going to switch sides. You've got 3 seconds to go, so set yourself up. Find that warrior 2 position. Inhale to lift and twist, tap the knee to the floor, and then twist back into that warrior 2. So keep pressing through that front leg. Try and keep that nice vertical shin. You should feel this in your legs mostly. You are just coming up to halfway. So switch sides if you haven't already, and then set yourself up. So again, remember, back foot down for that warrior 2. Inhale as you lift and twist up onto your toes, and then come back to that flat back foot on the last one. You have 5 seconds to go, and then a whole minute's rest over in front of you. So grab a drink. You should be feeling that in your legs mostly probably today. And we'll begin. So the next round is a conditioning round. So it's going to be a lot faster. You're going to build a sweat. So just take it easy. The movements are kept quite simple so that you can go faster if you want to. The first one of the set is a simple forward fold. So you're going to inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, come all the way down into your Uttanasana forward fold. Option to step or hop back to plank, and then you're going to take a vinyasa. Press up to cobra. Exhale, push back to down facing dog. Hop back to that forward fold. Don't come back up. Jump straight back again. Repeat. And then keep going until the clock stops. So you've got 5 seconds to go. So come down into that nice forward fold position. Let's go. Hands to the floor, step or hop back to that plank. Take that vinyasa. Option to drop the knees to the floor if you need to. Exhale, push back to down facing dog. Bend at the knees, look forwards, hop to that forward fold and repeat. So jumping back, catching in plank. Exhale as you come all the way through. Tuck the toes and press back. If you want to make this harder, you can jump back, catch in low plank, and flip straight up into up dog without putting your thighs or knees on the floor. Press back to down facing dog. So you have 10 seconds left to go. Keep working all the way to the end. Rest. The next one, we're going to stay in that down facing dog position. We're going to lift one leg up high to the sky, step through into a lunge, and then come up into a knee raise. Step back, find down facing dog, and then switch to the other side. So you're finding your balance as you transition through the pose. Let's go. So find that down facing dog position. Step through into that lunge, find your balance, lift into that knee raise, and then step back to down facing dog and switch to the other side. You're coming up to halfway, so good job guys, doing so well. You should be feeling a little bit out of breath after each of these. And then you're on to your third movement, so you're nearly halfway there. Well done, 10 seconds to go. Really good, and relax. The next one is our favorite goddess to chair jump. So you're gonna come down into that goddess position, find that cactus arms, and then jump, catch in chair, hold for a count or two, and then jump to goddess. You can step in and step out of each pose. So whichever option you need to do, just take it easy. Set yourself up in that goddess squat, jump, catch in chair, making sure your tailbone stays tucked under and your core's embraced, and then jump, catch in goddess squat. So you're jumping from one to the other. So really think about bracing your core, keeping that chest nice and lifted with this as well. Really good. This is quite burning quite quickly. So if you need to take a pause, shake it out, feel free. Or just go a bit slower for the final few reps. You have just over 10 seconds to go. You're nearly there, guys. Well done, and relax. The next one we've got is fireflies. So from this down facing dog position, you're just simply gonna tap the knee to the outside of your elbow, step back, and then repeat on the other side. So we're alternating from side to side. If this is too much, you can simply tuck the knee through and do a standard tiger curl or mountain climber, whichever you prefer. But if you want to tap the knee to the outside, that is the firefly movement. So the higher you can get that leg up, the harder it is. You could try to even maybe get it all the way up towards your armpit if you wanted to. Think about planching through those shoulders, so really press the ground away and hollow that chest out as you come forwards to give you as much lift as possible. You're over halfway. If you need to take a few breaths in child's pose, you're more than welcome. And then reset and start again. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next movement is a side plank. So we're going to come into side plank, option to use the knee on the floor, stack the feet, leg in front, leg behind. The top leg is going to lift, tuck up to the armpit, and then lower. So you're just simply tucking and lowering. When we get to halfway, we're going to switch sides and repeat on the other side. So find your balance, set yourself up in that side plank, lift that top leg, tuck the knee up into the armpit, then stretch it back out again and lower that leg. So do it with control. If you want to make this harder, add a tempo to that lower. Keep squeezing the core and lifting away from the ground.
Halfway there.
This is more difficult perhaps for your balance than anything else. So we've just gone past the halfway point, so switch sides. See if you can match the same number of reps.
10 seconds.
Really good. You have a whole minute's worth of rest after this. Brilliant. And relax. So go ahead, grab a drink, refresh. And then we've got 5 more movements left, and then we'll cool down. So the next round is your core round. So it's the core burner, and we're going to start things off with a tiger curl. So we're going to come from that down facing dog position. We're really going to focus with this one rather than the variation where you're doing the mountain climbers. We're really going to focus with planching. So you're really squeezing that core before you've even lifted the leg, bringing that knee to nose, finding that tuck, and then stepping back. So take your time with this, find that squeeze in between each one. And reset in down facing dog. If you need to take a moment in child's pose in between, you can. You have 10 seconds left. So start thinking about setting yourselves up. 5 seconds to go. Come up into that down facing dog and bring that knee forwards. Tuck the nose in, tap the knee to nose if you can. So think about keeping that knee as high off the ground as you can rather than scooping it through at this low level. The higher that knee is, the more engaged your core is going to be. We will come off the arms in a minute, I promise. Really good. You're halfway there. So keep going, see if you can match the same number of reps that you've just done. Make sure you do both sides equally on this one, guys. So make sure you finish
10 seconds
on the opposite side that you started. You have just 5 seconds left on the clock to go.
Rest.
So the next one, we're going to come down into a prone position and do a locust lift. You're simply just going to inhale as you lift your legs and arms off the floor. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. To make this harder, you can hold for a count of 3 and then lower, or you can stay in the arch shape and rock in between. So whatever you prefer, set yourself up in that prone position, arms straight out, legs behind, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze your scapula. So pull those shoulder blades together and then exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So whichever variation you need, you've got the lift and lowers, the lift, pause, then lower, or the arch rocks, whichever you prefer.
Halfway there.
Really good. Or you could just try and hold for the entire thing. You're nearly there. You've got just coming up to 10 seconds left on the clock to go.
10 seconds.
And then we're going to flip over in 5, 4.
Rest.
So rest up. Sit on your bums for this next one. We're going to come into alternating tucks. So you're simply going to come into this tuck position and you're going to stretch one leg out, tuck. So you're just stretching and lowering. So alternating crunches or tucks. See if you can recline back further.
Let's go.
Really keep that core engaged. Find that hollow hold. So brace. Think about drawing those ribs down to your pelvis, keeping that lower back tucked so you have a nice solid lower back and you're not arching at all. Brilliant. This is definitely using your core, but it's also using your compression muscles in your quads as well. So you can probably feel this in your hip flexors and the top of your thighs.
Halfway there.
So just keep moving steadily through this. Try and keep that tuck position. If you can keep the feet off the floor throughout, fantastic. If not, just let them have a little rest in between each
10
one.
seconds.
Go at your pace. This is your workout. You have 5 seconds left on the clock, and then we're going to flip back around onto our stomach. So we're going to come into half bow this time. So we've done our locust lifts. You're going to take one arm out long and one leg out long. Grab a hold of same foot with same hand. Inhale to lift and kick. Exhale to lower. Switch sides. Inhale to lift and kick. Exhale to lower. If you want to make this harder, you can do both feet at the same time. Again, finding that pause. Exhaling to lower. So set yourself up in that prone position. Kick hard into your feet. So kick your foot, hard into your hand to lift the chest up higher. So the key thing with this is to try and kick so hard back into that hand that you use that kick to lift the upper body. That's the strength we're trying to find here. So we're working the back core. You have a front core, which is your abs, the more commonly known, but we also have a back core, and that needs to be equally as strong. You have just 10 seconds left, so see if you can do one more each side. And then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. From here, you've got your last movement. It's a plank walk, unfortunately for you. So we're coming into this plank position. Option to drop the knees if you need to. You're simply going to come down onto your forearms and then come back up onto your hands and then go back down the opposite way so that you're rotating in both directions. So set yourself up, keep that core engaged, don't let your bum hike. If you're doing this on your knees, it's exactly the same thing, just keep your bum tucked under. So keep squeezing your tailbone under, keep squeezing your ribs down to your pelvis. And be careful not to let your shoulders wing. So just like we were doing at the start, planche those shoulders apart, find breadth across your upper back. Protect your shoulders and your spine. Brilliant, keep going guys. You've just got 14 seconds left on the clock. And in 10 seconds, you can completely relax and you've done your workout for this morning. Well done guys, you're doing so well. And relax. You can come back to extended child's pose and just take a few deep breaths in there. Calm the heart rate down. Stretch off the upper back. And then when you're ready, take one final inhale, reaching your hands forwards, and then start to walk the hands all the way over to the left. Find the stretch in the right side body. Take 2 deep breaths. And then when you've taken those 2 deep breaths, inhale to walk the hands all the way back to the front. And then exhale as you walk them all the way over to the right. Find that stretch in the left side body. Take 2 deep breaths. And then walk the hands all the way back to the front of the mat again. We're going to come up into this kneeling position. Step the left leg forwards. Find that stretch in the right hip flexor as you reach the heart forwards. Open up that inner groin area, maybe even push that leg out towards the side. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then we're going to inhale as we lift and twist, taking left hand back to right foot, bringing that heel in towards the glute, pulsing it maybe a few times, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, and we'll switch sides. So left leg goes back, right leg comes forwards. Again, finding that stretch in that left hip flexor, but also in the right groin as well. So you can press against that knee. Just make sure your toes stay glued to the floor, so don't let your foot roll over onto the edge. Keep reaching forwards with that heart. Take another deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you lift and twist back, reaching with your right hand back to left foot, bringing that foot in towards your glute, maybe pulsing it a few times, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, and then we're going to step back to down facing dog. Walk the feet all the way in towards the hands and come all the way down onto the floor into a seated position on your mat. Take the feet straight out in front of you, flex the toes back towards you. Pull the fleshy bits of your bum out from underneath your sit bone. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. Exhale as you fold forwards over those legs, reaching your nose towards your toes. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. 2 more deep breaths, just like that. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, see if you can melt any further, and then inhale as you come all the way up and back to your seated position. Slide your bum down towards your heels, come onto your backs. Take your hands out to the side in a T-shaped position, palms facing down, and glue those shoulders to the floor. Walk your toes in towards your bums, but keep your heels lifted, toes grounded, and then just drop the knees from side to side for a few window wipers to finish. Maybe 5 or 6 rotations on each side. Last one each side. And then just gently hug your knees in towards your chest with both hands. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. 1 more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly roll over onto the right side of your body and come all the way up to seated. Finding a seated position in the center of your mat, so we'll take a nice deep breath in as we lift our hands up above our heads, palms together at the top, and as we exhale to the forehead, kind thoughts, to the lips, kind words, to the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.